Jomashop anniversary sale. Yes, I did. Hey everyone, it's Laynie and welcome to my channel. How are you guys doing today? Leave it in the comments down below. I love hearing from you guys. I'm like looking at my background in my viewfinder because something about my camera just seems off. Hold on. I think when I was vacuuming, I bumped my stand. But anyways, seriously, how are you guys doing today? Leave it down below. I love hearing from you guys. Let me know, are you sipping on something? Because I am. Saw this when I was at Aldi the other day. Vitalife Classic Cola Prebiotic Soda. I was like, I'm intrigued. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna be real. The Olipop, they're a lot better. This isn't like terrible, but it's not great. Jomashop had their big anniversary sale. I don't know how often this happens. I really don't know that much from Jomashop. I don't know that much about Jomashop. This is only the second time I have shopped with them. I don't know how often this happens, but I do know that there were some pretty good discounts. So I was like, some things on my wish list. Okay. And some fall goodies. Yes. Okay. So if you want to see the Middle Eastern and niche fragrances that I picked up from the Jomashop sale, then make sure you stick around and make sure you click that subscribe button. Join the fam, you won't regret it. If you love fragrance content, beauty content, and a little bit of lifestyle content sprinkled on in, then definitely make sure you join the community. You won't regret it. Okay, I think that's enough rambling. Hi, I'm Laynie. I love to ramble. So, anyways, let's just jump on in. So, I've been on a Middle Eastern kick, and I do intend to do a video that is specific to all of my Middle Eastern fragrances. I might have to divide that into two different videos just because I am kind of getting quite a few Middle Eastern fragrances. But I mean, if you're into fragrance, you know it's all over the fragrance community right now. They got me hook, line, and sinker. Okay, is that how it goes? I don't know. And then I have one niche fragrance that was like an OMG purchase for me. So maybe I'll start with that one. I picked up BDK Pass the Swat. I was watching Curly Scents the other day and her boyfriend called this like convenience store candy or something like that. That hurts. I think this is beautiful. I got to test this at Osme in Miami. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but it was my first time getting to smell BDKs in person. And the one that I thought I was gonna love, which was Rouge Smoking, I was like, it's nice, but it's just okay to me. It truly does smell like a soda, like a Dr. Pepper or something. I really did like Velvet Tonka a lot. If you love a cherry almond fragrance, I mean, that is it to a T. I think it would be beautiful in the cold weather. I was just like, I just don't know if it's something I could reach for all season, so I don't know if I want to go there, and BDK is expensive. So I was like, smelling around, and then I smelled Pass the Swat, and I was like, okay. She's out of my budget. I won't lie to you guys. I cannot spend that much. I like to buy too many fragrances to spend that much on one bottle. Jomashop had this on sale, like big time on sale. I want to say full price. It's like around $210, I think. This was on the Jomashop sale for $119. $119. Like, that's not cheap. But that's like a huge discount, and honestly, with the price designer fragrances are going, $119 is cheap. I was checking out recently the new launch. I think it was new Valentino Donna Born and Roma Pink PP. You guys, I can't, even if it smelled wonderful, I cannot buy a fragrance that is called Pink PP. Like, I can't. And I think the full size of that is like $160. But Pass the Swat for $119, and this is a 3.4 fluid ounce, so it's the big one. I am not alone in enjoying this fragrance because it has over 4 stars. I say stars, over a 4 rating on Fragrantica. I will put some notes and accords on the screen in case you like to look at them. We have accords of white floral, woody, fruity, warm, spicy, sweet, and citrus, amber, fresh, floral, and musky. All of those sound great to me and very much say that I could wear this all season. And then in here we have notes of ginger, mandarin, and some black pepper. Middle notes, quince, Moroccan jasmine, orange blossom, with base notes of cashmere, amberwood, and some Singapore patchouli. I can honestly say it is kind of fun getting to smell a fragrance without seeing the notes beforehand. It's like when I'm shopping around Marshalls and TJ Maxx, which I love to do to see if there's any good fragrance deals in there, I like to look at the notes first because there's no tester and like to try to get an idea of what I'm in for. But since I got to smell this in person, it's funny because instantly loved it, but if I had read the notes, I think I would have been like, ooh. I like the atomizer. It's not too harsh of a spray. I like the BDK packaging. I think it's classy and kind of simple. Is it mind-blowing? Not really. This is an instant love for me. I do think it is sweet enough to be called like candy, but this is not convenience store candy, okay? To me, this is very sophisticated. Something that I will say is interesting from the Fragrantica website is the fact that they haven't been compared to anything on here. I've never seen a fragrance not be compared to something else. Pass the Swat is not compared to anything else unless my site is glitching. That's really unheard of. And I can honestly say, like, when I smell this, it's familiar. I think it's familiar in the fact that to me, it's a very easy reach, likable fragrance, but I can't think of something that smells exactly like. I love this because it hits all the marks for me, truly all the marks. I can see this working any weather. It's sweet, but it's not so sweet that in warm weather, it's going to make you want to, It's not like that. It's playful, but it's also sexy. I could see wearing this to work, not going heavy-handed because I do think it's pretty strong, but I could definitely also see this on a date night because there's a sex appeal here. I like patchouli in fragrances. I think it can elevate, it can tame sweetness, it can make things sophisticated in here. I think the patchouli is very pretty. I do pick up on it, but it's not that dirty hippie patchouli. That is not my cup of tea. The spice in here is very smooth. I'm honestly surprised there's black pepper because it's very smooth. To me, this is almost like black peppercorn. I know that sounds crazy, but like pepper before you grate it. I do think there's a difference. The peppercorns, when you smell them, are more smooth. I feel like once you grate them, it really kind of livens up the pepperiness. I think the citrus in here and the ginger make it a little bit zesty and a little bit fresh. The florals are beautiful. It's very soft floral, sweet floral. I'm a huge fan of jasmine though, I'm not gonna lie, like that is one of my go-to florals, and I do enjoy orange blossom. But to me, this is not like candied orange blossom like Libre. For some people, I think the orange blossom in there is too much. I think also the orange blossom I've heard people complain about in Love Don't Be Shy. To me, this is a sweet fragrance, but it's not too much. If you're not a sweets person though, I would definitely get a tester first. I wouldn't go straight in and do full bottle. The quince is interesting to me because I'm not real familiar with the fruit, but I definitely get a fruity vibe in here for sure. That cashmerian makes this very cocooning and soft, but also a little sexy smooth. That amberwood, I love anything with amber, like love it, love it, love it. Honestly, this is a 10 out of 10 for me. I can't lie. I am so excited to have this in my collection. I don't regret it at all. I don't think this will be for everyone, but I think way more people would like it than not like it. To me, it's very easy to like. There's nothing bizarre. There's nothing hard to get past. It's feminine, sexy, playful, sophisticated. It's like everything I hope to be. I'm guessing this is probably unisex, and I could see certain men wearing it. I personally wouldn't want to smell it on my husband because it is too feminine. And I do want to show just real fast the packaging, the outer packaging it comes in. Again, simple, sophisticated, nothing crazy. It is nice, but again, going into the Middle Eastern realm, you just think like, come on, like high-end niche. You're missing out on something here because the Middle Eastern packaging gives you luxury, okay? I picked up Kamra by Latafa. Watch this. Are you kidding me? This packaging? There's something about when the package opens up from the top that like you feel like I'm a baddie, okay? And then this gold reflective decal behind the bottle. Holy crap. Like what? I think this was like 30 bucks or 35 bucks. To me, this makes me feel like I spent like $500, and this one I should have spent $30 on. If you are balling on a budget, which is one of my favorite pastimes, okay? I love a good deal. This gives you that bougie on a budget, which, thank you. One thing I've been told when you buy Lattafa is to look for their holographic sticker on the back to make sure you're getting a real Lattafa, because I guess some companies are making fakes. I debated and debated about picking this one up. I can't lie. Like, I went back and forth, but the price was really good on the Jomashop sale. The reason I went back and forth was not because I thought I would hate this or anything like that. It's because I already have the dupe by Oksha of Angel Share, and some people say this is a dupe of Angel Share, and when you see the bottle, you're like, yeah, I see it. But I did a lot of research, watched a lot of videos, and a lot of people said that this was much more what they felt was an inspired by fragrance. The Oksha one is truly trying to smell like Angel Share, and it does. When you get really into fragrances and you have a big collection, you start diving into more research side of it and treasure hunt side of it, and something I'm really lacking in my collection is a fragrance with dates. I love dates. My husband and I and my daughter snack on dates a lot. They're just like this wonderful fruit that tastes so much like caramel that you almost can't believe it's a fruit. So I love dates, and I love the idea of having a fragrance that has dates in it. And I decided to go this route because it's a lot more affordable. I've honestly heard really good things about this one. A little bit of negativity online, but more good than bad. This one has almost a 5 rating on Fragrantica. So in here we have accords of sweet, amber, warm, spicy, hello fall, vanilla, cinnamon, woody. I love cinnamon in fragrance. Seriously, one of my faves, especially in the colder months. Woody, did I already say that? Fresh, spicy, and fruity. In here we have top notes of cinnamon, nutmeg, and bergamot. Middle notes of dates and praline. That sounds fantastic. Tuberose and mahonial, which I've seen in other things and I don't know much about it. I need to do some more research. Base notes of vanilla, tonka bean, benzoin, myrrh, amberwood, and akagala wood. This sounds very luxurious, honestly, and just like it was meant to wear to Thanksgiving dinner with your fam. Like, that's what it's screaming, but let's find out if I am correct. Reading the notes, I do wonder if it could remind me a little bit of Invite Only by Kayali, which I do have and I very much love. My mister is pretty weak, honestly. Like, it almost seems like it's not working right. Anybody else get this? And it's a real spitty. Like, it could be worse, but it's definitely not a nice mist like I was hoping. This is really nice. I do very much get the Angel Share vibe, like very much. Angel Share to me goes even more apple-y. Like, this reminds me of apple pie without the apple, like that ooey gooey cinnamon mixture that covers the apples. The Angel Share and Angel Share dupe by Oksha really have that apple-y tone, and I'm pretty sure apple's not even in there, but it really reminds you of apple. This is really lovely. Very unisex. I could see either gender rocking this. I was almost worried reading dates and praline that this was going to be like sickly sweet, and it's not. It's very spiced. It's very warm and inviting. This is the ideal fall fragrance. Having the Oksha one, I feel like I could live without this, and maybe I'm just a little disappointed by the spritzer as well because they do remind me of each other. I think this one is a little bit heavier on the woods than the Oksha dupe of Angel Share. This one is pretty woody, honestly. I think it's a little bit more masculine than my Oksha dupe of Angel Share. There's something about this though I really do like. This one is almost a little bit more airy than Angel Share or the Oksha version, to where I could almost see wearing this in warm weather in the night. It'd be too much for daytime in the heat, but I could see a date night where it's cooled down just enough. Literally, it's woody. There's something about woods that bother my throat sometimes. Like, don't give me a woody candle. Can't handle it. Cannot handle it. I see myself reaching for the Oksha one more. I'm not gonna lie, it's just more feminine. This is actually quite unisex. This one the camera might be a little bit too masculine for you if you were similar to me, but I need to pull this out again once it's a little bit cooler outside. I've also heard to let Lattafa fragrances sit for a while and they get better. So, not a huge disappointment. Would I give this an almost 5-star rating? No, I think for me, it would be like a 3.8 out of 5. Next up, I think this one will be a little more my alley. Again, Lattafa, got the hologram. This is on some gold, which is supposed to be a dupe of Oriana. Did I really need this? No, because I already have Orientica Melody Day Orientica, which is actually a dupe of Memo, which I actually finally got to smell in Miami, and it is spot on. Memo is supposed to smell similar to Love Don't Be Shy, and Oriana is supposed to smell similar to Love Don't Be Shy, so they're all kind of in the same family. Memo has a much sharper opening, much more tart opening than Love Don't Be Shy. I also have the Oaksha version of Love Don't Be Shy, but I really enjoy Oriana. I got a sample of it once and I loved it, but it's one of those fragrances that it's so like fluffy marshmallowy that it reminds me a bit of like maybe almost like a body spray or a designer fragrance or like something I could pick up at like Bath and Body Works, so I just haven't been able to justify the major price tag. Again, Lattafa's killing it with this packaging. It's not as luxe as Camera, but still real pretty. The Camera has really kind of like filled the air though. I feel like maybe it's a little bit of a understated beast. Like when you first spray it, you're like, oh, it's not that strong, and then it just kind of keeps radiating and growing itself somehow. So on Fragrantica has over 4 stars, so pretty darn popular. Way less reviews than Camera though. In here we have accords of sweet vanilla, fruity citrus, musky powdery white floral, and rose. We have top notes of mandarin and pear, middle notes of sweet notes, what look like little gummy candy, jasmine, rose, base notes of vanilla, musk, and raspberry. Okay, I'm very excited to try this one out because I feel like she'll be right up my alley. Oh no, my cap is a little broke. Internal cap just popped out of here. The glue just came loose, so it's nothing that some good old super glue can't fix. Hopefully the atomizer on this one is a little bit better than Camera. This is definitely Oriana. So on the scale of Love Don't Be Shy, Love Don't Be Shy to me is like the ultra sweet, marshmallowy, ultra sweet goodness, okay? I love it, but for some it is way too much. Then you have Memo, which reminds you so much of it, but is very tart in the opening. The opening of Melody Day Orientica gets me a bit because it's so tart, but the dry down is lovely. And then you have Oriana, which is very fluffy sweet, just like Love Don't Be Shy, but a bit more tart than Love Don't Be Shy, but not nearly as tart as Memo. This is definitely reminding me of Oriana big time because it is a little bit more tart than Love Don't Be Shy, but it's not as tart as Melody Day Orientica. I will say, if you're like me and you have Melody Day Orientica, you don't need this one. You do not need both. They're quite similar. I see myself at some point really battling the two out and seeing which ones I love more. It's early on because I haven't given this a real wear, but I feel like I would keep this one and get rid of the Orientica because the Orientica is so tart in the opening that it does throw me for a loop for like the first 5 minutes, but I need to wear it and really live in it to fully see. They both have beautiful packaging, so it's like that's hard to pick there. It's like, they both look pretty on my shelf. This very much reminds me of Orientica. If you love just sugary, powdery marshmallowiness of Love Don't Be Shy, but it's a little bit too much for you, definitely get a sample of Oriana. And if Oriana's out of your budget, definitely get a sample of On Some Gold. She's really nice, honestly. Very inviting, very lovely, very flirty, fun, and just ultra like girl next door. This one is not super sexy to me unless you're thinking playful sexy. Pas a Soi is way more sexy to me. As it dries down, I'm loving it more and more because that little bit of tartness is just going away slowly, and we're getting down to that very vanillic, marshmallowy, powdery, musky base. You have to like powdery scents though to enjoy this. I'm really excited to wear this. I feel like this is one that if you're like walking through the grocery store, people are gonna be like, you smell good, what are you wearing? I am like really enjoying the dry down of this one. And then the last one, this one was really I was like, you might hate this. I don't know if this is gonna be up my alley at all, but I was so curious, and I think it was like 14 bucks or something. It was very cheap. So this is Rogba. Rogba, is that how you say it? Rogba? Lattafa. And it is the big bottle, so we'll see. I really wanted the smaller bottle, but I was not having luck finding it on the Jomashop website. I think it was sold out. This one is definitely like the cheaper style Latava. It's not fancy. You don't get that same experience. The bottle's not ugly by any means, but it's just not that same like ballin' on a budget type look. I feel like this is a highly debated fragrance. It's like people either absolutely love it and live for it, or they're not a fan at all, so I'm kind of nervous. It has 3.98 out of 5, so still not bad with over 2,000 votes, so a lot of people have tried it out, probably because it's so affordable. But in here we have main accords of vanilla sweet oud, amber, powdery balsamic, smoky, woody, warm spicy, and musky. The notes in here are actually pretty simple. Vanilla, sugar, oud, incense, sandalwood, and musk. I do like incense in some fragrance, but not always my cup of tea. So here we go. A bit nervous, but I'm excited. The mister on this one is way better. I feel like I got a little bit of a dud with Camera and the mister. It's just something's not right. I like this. Like, I really like this. An initial first smell, I actually enjoy this more than Camera, but I'm not fully surprised because sugar is in the notes. I'm usually a pretty big fan of sugar in fragrances. I'm a big fan of sugar in general. It's the problem. And the notes had me a little alarmed that this was gonna be like, ah, like just beast mode, knock you out. Oud, like, whoa, crazy, sweet. But honestly, it's got a real airiness to it. Very, like, I don't want to say fluffy in the same sense of Onsum where it's like marshmallow fluffiness, but it's very cloud-like and soft and radiates out. I'm sure that's the musk. And the Camera wood like hits me in the back of the throat and like in my sinuses. It's so woody. I love this. I love this. I'm honestly super shocked right now. Like, I really did not think I was gonna like this. I do get the incense in there, but it's not crazy at all. It is not like, if you don't like By the Fireplace, which I do enjoy, but it took me a minute to get there. But it's not smoky like that, but there is a smokiness in there. To me, it's almost like the smokiness of when the fire has totally gone out and it's not smoldering anymore, but there's that charred wood at the bottom of the fire pit. That's the kind of smokiness I'm getting. But it's like wood that was a sweet wood that has been soaked in some vanilla, and it's done burning. There's no more smoke in the air, but it's just like such a pretty sweet vanillic wood. That's what I'm getting. I'm not upset I got the big bottle at all. And because this is so light and airy, I actually think you could wear this all year. Not your typical summer reach, like it's not fruity, fun, playful, but it's not at all. I was like really expecting this to be syrupy and dense and like, but it's not. It's very airy. I really like this. Yes, I do get Middle Eastern vibes. I feel like I'm not an expert at all with ouds because, you know, I'm still relatively new to the fragrance world, and I'm still someone who loves an easy reach and a very likable fragrance. But this is like a likable oud. It's not scary. It's not too in your face. I'm actually really enjoying this. So quick recap for you guys. Top of my list here is still BDK Pas de Soie. Love it. Easy reach, all season, all occasion. Lovely. Don't regret it at all. My next favorite, I think, might be Ragba. That's hard to say because I really enjoyed Onsum, but like this one might just be barely above Onsum Gold, like just barely. And surprisingly, my least favorite is actually Camera, but I'm gonna let this sit. I'm gonna come back to it with different weather, different vibes, and see what I think. So that is all for today because I feel like this video is very, very long, but I hope you enjoyed it. Have you picked up any new fragrances recently, or have you tried any of these? What are your thoughts? Leave it down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. As always, please try to stay positive because at the end of the day, that is truly all we can try to do. Bye-bye.